Welcome to the Speed Test, where we push the limits of cloud gaming by speedrunning our favorite games. My name is Hazeblade, and today we're heading into the cloud to speedrun Resident Evil HD Remaster, which initially released in 2002 on the GameCube. However, due to Nintendo's failed attempt to market the game and the console as a suitable console for horror games, ultimately Capcom was able to break free of their exclusivity deal, which was also bound for Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil 4, which essentially led them to release the games on just about every platform known to man. Nearly 20 years later, however, the game still remains a gem within the RE community, and in fact is revered by many gamers as one of the best remakes of any game ever made. With that being said, please enjoy this speedrun of Resident Evil HD Remaster in the cloud. Alright, so for this playthrough, we are going to be playing as Jill Valentine. And we'll be running it on the any percent category, which if you are unfamiliar with speedrunning or what any percent is, basically any percent, generally speaking, means that we're not going to be picking anything up that we really don't need to from like a, completion standpoint. So what that means is we don't have to save Chris, we don't have to save Barry, we can get the worst ending as long as we beat the game as quickly as possible. And that's exactly what we're going to do. And also, since we are on the console version instead of PC, we are going to have a lot of fun with the fact that there are no door skip options. So we're going to be enjoying many a door load throughout this playthrough here. And what I can pretty much tell you off the bat is that there is significantly more latency on this game compared to other games that we have played. So I'm a little bit nervous, honestly, if we'll even be able to finish a run for that same reason. So I'm going to be trying to play things incredibly safe to more or less ensure that we can make it through. So this might be a substantially longer run than what would normally exist. And I also think that the tank controls with this probably don't help in conjunction with the latency, because it's really easy to like overcompensate for things, accounting for the fact that there's a little bit of delay. I'd say just in an estimate, we're probably about a quarter-second delay, which I think I mentioned this in my RE3 video. It seemed like RE3 and RE7 only had about a tenth of a second delay. So this is substantially worse. It's definitely playable, but it's definitely not as playable as the other games. I'm actually probably not really going to use the alt controls unless it's like absolutely necessary, because otherwise I think I'm going to be overcompensating probably because of the latency, and it's going to end up doing more harm than good. Like I might have to use alt controls right here at the very least. I forgot to grab the emblem. That was still pretty clean. Maybe I'll be able to get used to the latency, but I'm not going to get my hopes up about it at all. I did, in fairness to you all, I did prepare for this video a little bit because I knew after I fired this up and was just playing around with the settings that there was going to be some latency. So I have practiced a little bit, but honestly, it's like in terms of practice, it was literally just like a 5-minute quick jump in the game. I didn't do like a full playthrough or anything. So like I said, I'm actually pretty nervous as to whether I'm going to be able to finish this or not. If it's a run where we die, then we say, well, we tried to push the boundaries of cloud gaming, but today cloud gaming is winning. Let's just put it that way. I think what might work is like post camera angle change. Flipping to alt controls might do a little bit of good, but I'm not 100% sure. I feel like literally every bit of my inputs is delayed by a lot. And I also don't have the benefit of remapping controls in the same way that you do on PC. Xbox does have a feature that was complete luck that he didn't grab me there. Xbox does have a remapping control option, but I don't think it's going to do what I would normally do on PC, which is to actually bind stair skating to the analog stick here. Because in order to move fast on stairs in this game, you have to insanely mash like that, which, fun fact for those who don't know, this was actually my first speed game that I took, like, semi-seriously. And I ended up developing a injury in my wrists that I still to this day have to perform stretches and stuff, otherwise my wrist will just completely shut down on me. So I like to change my hand grip a lot too, just to try to compensate for that. So I alternate between claw grip and a couple of other stances too. So you'll definitely see in this run, you will definitely see some hand grip and position changes. I'm finding myself overcompensating the overcompensation, like it's almost like Inception. Like I'm overcompensating because I'm overcompensating at this point. All right, so far so good. I'd say like from from a performance standpoint, you know, at least we haven't gotten hit. That's like I am concerned about just the latency and not being able to dodge zombies like that. And what would normally be a pretty easy dodge to perform, I'm afraid that I'm actually going to be running into a lot of enemies over the course of this run. So I'm gonna have to just constantly remind myself just not to overcompensate. So we're gonna grab the lighter here, so we have that for later, and then we also have a dog whistle right here. And we're gonna try not to get bit in this hallway. So far, that was good. That was pretty much unavoidable because he was literally standing in front of me, and I was going either way. I was going to go either way, but that's fine because where we're headed, there is some health. I didn't grab the herbicide, did I? I didn't. We're just kidding. All right, and there is some health over here, so we'll be okay. We'll use the herbs that are sitting out in the dog area to get the job done. I'm actually hopeful that I'll be able to use this knife or this dagger against the dogs. I'll have to remember to make sure to go back. I'm going to turn autofocus off because I feel like my camera is just getting absolutely crazy right now. Okay, maybe that'll be better. Cool. All right, so I'm going to start this encounter by healing because I don't trust myself. Good. And then we also need... All right, there goes the dagger. We actually got, looks like we got some sort of critical damage because, fortunately for us, the dagger hit there actually drew out the collar, so that's good. I actually died in my practice run here at the dogs. I'm worried about this zombie as well. All right, that went well. Like, literally every room that has enemies that I need to dodge, I am 100% going to be nervous. I'm actually going to take an alternate line on the way back because I don't think that Murder Hall is going to go very well. So I'm going to take a safe line to get back. Normally I would have the emblem, so this would be a little easier. My menu is going to be a little slower. A, obviously because of the latency, and B, because of the fact that my inventory is a little different. Going to grab the coin from inside the collar. And that turns into a fake key. And just like that, we're out of there. All right, so instead of traversing the murder hall here, we call this upcoming room here the murder hall. Instead of traversing this, I'm just going to go this way, which is a safer line. It's going to take longer because I got more door loads that I got to do. But it is slightly safer. And somehow he still grabbed me. That's cool. But it's fine. The alternative would have been running through a hallway with 3 zombies, one of which was a Crimson Head. So I kind of wasn't all about that. So this is what we decided to do. And at this point, we can now go get the grenade launcher. Thank goodness. Just wait till hunters show up. This will be even more fun. Gosh, I just, like, every time I turn a corner, I just run into a wall for a second. There's another dagger here, which we'll definitely want that. Like I said, we're going to have to do a ton of safety strats in this run. There's just no way that we're going to be able to complete this in the way that I would like. So at this point, we can now head over and talk to Richard, which then will be saving him. It's so hilarious whenever you're comparing doing runs of this, like, cross-platform versus, like, the different mods and stuff they're allowed. Like in dead serious, like, door skip, we'd already be almost out of mansion by now. Like, that's how many door loads there are and just how much longer this run takes because of the door loads. But that's okay. I mean, I will say that this run is definitely a lot less stressful because of the fact that the door loads kind of do their thing. So at this point, we got to hit up an item box. And we got to go get that serum for Richard. So we're going to head over to the West Wing first floor. I'm hoping that I don't get grabbed here. I think I can take a wide line and avoid it entirely. I don't know where he is. I have no idea where that zombie went, but okay. So we're going to hit up the item box. Yeah, see, it even saved my... Yeah, I'm thinking we'll definitely not use the alt controls unless it's absolutely necessary, because it's even, like, because of the latency and how I'm trying to get ahead of some of these inputs, this game has a tendency to lock an input in the previous room. And I feel like that's what we're getting right now. It's just some false inputs, so we're getting thrown in the wrong direction. We're getting also some degraded video quality as well, which, just taking a quick glance at my connection on 5G. Fun fact, by the way, I live right near I live right near my the cell towers. But sometimes, and like 99% of the time, I actually get 5 bars of 5G. But because I'm in my basement, sometimes I don't always get the best signal. But pretty much anywhere in my house upstairs, I get pretty good signal. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick up some of this health. And we're going to do a little combination there, and then I'll make a full heal with the rest of the herbs here. Whoops. Definitely not getting as good of a connection as I normally do, and maybe that is in part what's causing the latency. You know, I don't want to necessarily say that it's just one thing or the other. Because normally, like when I did the RE7 video and the RE3 remake video, I actually had about the same connection, maybe just a hair better, but I do think that it's a combination of issues, though. I'm pretty confident in that. I think part of it might be the connection. Let me grab this while I'm here because I think it's probably a good idea. I'm going to need it soon anyway. I'm really hoping Richard's not dead because this took quite a bit longer than I was hoping. Not that it really matters for Jill if Richard dies, but even so. With Chris it does, because then you don't get the shotgun. So we're about to find out what's going to happen. I did save him, so that's good. Yes, you'll see this icon up here. That usually means that my connection is changing somehow. Oh! That was close. I know with Chris there's a grenade there. I thought that there was a battery pack, but apparently not. I'm definitely nervous about this one. Yeah. I thought it would be close. Oh! I almost got hit by him too. That could have been so bad. That could have been real bad. But we made it. That's the most important thing. Sorry, I apologize that between every single door load I have, like, my face is just like super dry today. And I do these runs in one take, so it's pretty much take it or leave it. If I have dry face one day, it's, well, it is what it is. I'm also trying this new camera setup because this is similar and reminiscent of the camera angle that I did on the very first Cloud speedrun that we did a couple years ago. And I really like the camera angle. And while I definitely also enjoy having my face on screen, I think there's something unique about this camera angle where you can kind of see the controller and the game kind of all in one without having to compromise on too many things. You also get a much closer view of the screen, of the phone screen too, which I feel like when I already have to reduce the size of it for what's here in kind of this like upper right corner, it definitely makes for some interesting like I just have to kind of be patient. Oh my goodness. It's like even trying to unlock doors, like the latency and just like I said, just overcompensating, I end up like either too far away from the door or just like not facing the right direction. This game also behaves on different frame rates too. I think I talked a little bit about that earlier, but different things happen depending on frame rate. And it looks like some of my inputs are actually being eaten as well. All right, so far so good. This room should be pretty easy to just hold down on the stick and get by this zombie. Perfect. Very good. What do you guys think? Maybe we should submit this speedrun if we make it to the end. We might submit it to the console leaderboards. Oops. There we go. I accidentally did one input too many there, so I lost some time. We are about ready to head out of the mansion, though. We are progressing slowly but surely. We're getting there. I'm determined to clear this. All right. I'm not gonna lie though. I would be lying if I said I wasn't nervous for Yawn, but the line is wide enough that I don't think that we'll have any issues. It's not as precise of a line as some of these other rooms are. And I'm definitely going to play it safe with the hunters once we get to the second half of the run. Do I have room for everything, by the way? Yes, I do. Okay, I just wanted to check because I don't have an SRT on this like I normally do with PC speedruns. All right, so what we should end up with here is a line where I'm going to start by throwing the stick down and to the right, and I'm hoping that it'll straighten out and that we'll be able to get by Yawn without getting hit. This latency is going to make it really, really tough, though. So I'm going to go down and to the right. Well, we're going to have Richard here. All right, and I think from here I should be able to snag this and take a nice wide line out of here. Perfect. Very nice. Gosh, I was so nervous for that. I think the line was wide enough that it was pretty free, but you never know with some of these things. Like, I mean, it can get crazy real fast just depending on like when the overcompensating brain starts happening, and next thing you know, you're like 3 paces to the right of where you need to be, and it's just not a good time. So I'm going to try. I wanted to try to take a little bit more of a direct line there, but unfortunately that didn't work. So, but I had the battery pack, and I think as long as we continue to pick up defensive items wherever possible, I think we'll be okay. Mustn't forget the flame rounds, by the way, which are going to be in the east storeroom underneath the stairs. All right, so we're going to solve this puzzle, open up the gate, grab our death mask, and I'm probably going to be running out of inventory space here in a sec. I think I have enough room for this. Yep. But I'm not going to have enough room for the health, which that's fine. I'm just going to bank the health. I'm not going to use it like for unnecessary purposes. I'm just going to bank it so that way if something happens later and I need to like detour to an item box or something's got to give, at least I'm in a position where I'll have extra health. Hello. Perfect. Took a wide line there just for safety. So there's flame rounds in here courtesy of Barry. There's also a first aid spray in here too. So I'm actually going to take both of these because, well, obviously I need the flame rounds for some boss fights. But most importantly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the FAS and throw that in the item box. Just in case, like normally I wouldn't play it this safe. Like with RE2 and RE3, I felt mostly confident. I know I did detour for some health in both runs, but I'm going to be extra safe here because, frankly, this game is a lot more difficult to speedrun, considering the difficulty that we're on. So I just want to make sure that we're good. All right, so we're going to turn this boy on here. This bad boy. And turn that green, turn this purple. And then we'll open up the door. Grab our mask. I'm going to take my time with Crimson Head Elder because I don't know how he's going to behave. The zombies out here despawn after we grab the final mask. It's funny, if you actually open this door before you grab the mask, the zombies are still there. But if you come back into the room, grab the mask, they despawn. As soon as you have all 4 masks, they'll despawn. Obviously, if you kill them, then they're dead. But in the speedrun, we don't have time for that, so... All right, so at this point, we're just dropping off our death masks. And Crimson Head Elder is a pretty easy fight. But I am going to take my time to make sure that he is going to take full damage. Because if he doesn't, then that's an extra round that I can't afford to spare. I'm actually hoping he falls down because it'll make it a little easier to line up the shot. Sometimes he'll just stagger, though. All right, perfect. So he fell down. I'm going to just stay in front of him. And I'm going to wait for him to get up. Perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. So, basically, it only takes 3 flame rounds to kill him, but if you shoot him too fast, the flame rounds actually do like damage over time, kind of like they, kind of like it does in the other Resident Evil games, like RE2 and 3 Remake. So if you don't let the grenade, the flame damage, the damage over time effect, deal its full damage, then it's actually not enough damage to kill him entirely. So you have to make sure that all 3 grenades have a chance to deal, or I should say you have to make sure that the first 2 grenades deal full damage, because that's what actually kills him. So there's going to be a zombie in this room, and I'm hoping that's okay, despite the fact that that really sucks that I took a full bite there, but somehow it didn't kill me, so that's cool. Stone and metal object going in. And there's another battery pack in here that I definitely am going to want. There's not a ton of enemies. I think that'll be a major concern as we get into the residence. But I definitely have some concerns. And I'm going to try to see if I can get past Lisa without getting hit. The problem is if I get hit, it's probably going to kill me. So I probably should just oh, this is again what I get for letting the latency get the best of me here. Skip that cutscene and we're gonna head down the stairs. See, when I'm looking at my you know, at the screen. Oops. when I'm looking at the screen, this is back to that whole overcompensating thing. It's so easy to overcompensate when you've got this much latency. But all things considered, I'm actually doing better than I thought I would be doing up until this point. So, and you know what? I think it's probably worth it, honestly, to play it safe and probably just go ahead and heal here. Like, I've been thinking about it, and I'm like, you know what? I've got 3 full heals in my item box that I can just take one with me, and then if and when I get hit by a shark in the aqua ring, I can at least, you know, I have a plethora of health that I can tap into, and I think we'll probably be fine. We've actually not healed that much that I'm just going to go ahead and use it. If there was like a green herb in here, I would take that, but that's not really an option. Pretty much all I have is full heals, so I'll use the fasts. And if I get hit, then I will... If I get hit, then I'll take another fast out from the item box once we get to the residence. I'm going to try not to have to deal with that right now, though. This is just me trying to be as safe as possible because I legitimately don't know how well getting past Lisa is going to go. It's pretty consistent, but with the latency, I'm just not feeling good about it. There's about a quarter-second pause, so I'm thinking the strat is that as soon as I see Jill, I need to just throw the stick. Yep, see, I knew that was what was going to happen. That's the whole reason. That's the whole reason why I did that, because I was legitimately worried that getting hit was going to kill me. And I don't know if it's possible to get killed when you're in caution, like in one hit from her, but I didn't want to run the risk. Mitigating risk is kind of what I'm all about in this run, just knowing that the latency is kind of messing with me a little bit. But we're doing well. I think all things considered, I would say I'm performing better than I expected. I expected to be dead by now. Good news is we get a little bit of a break from stair skating after this. We're going to get another radio call. And what I'll probably do is if I do end up having to consume more health than I'm comfortable with, what I might do is pick up that green herb for safety down the road. Like when we come back from the residence. All right, so at this point, the pathway is clear. I'm probably going to get bit by snakes on the way back. So it'll probably be a good idea for me to grab some blue herbs because I'm starting to think that maybe just kind of being ahead of the fact that poison's probably going to happen, it would be a good idea to just have some herbs available for worst case scenario. Yeah, I think if I end up having to use more health in this portion of the game, I'll probably just I'll probably just grab that red herb and the green and blue all on the way back. For now, what I can say is that it's definitely worth running in and going ahead to grab some of the health that I decided to bank. There's also a battery pack in here. I'll take the increments, but I'm not going to use them. Oops. I'll just swap that out for a first aid spray. And then I'll have that at the ready for in case things go horribly wrong. Sorry, not in case. If and when things go horribly wrong. Let's be 100% honest with ourselves about what's going to happen here. Very nice. That spider, I'm surprised he didn't go down to the floor, but maybe on 60 FPS. I think this is 60 FPS. He might be a little bit nicer to me. Yep, that's another thing that I more or less suspected would happen, is that breaking out of those would be a little bit more difficult. I'm not going to heal yet, though, because we still have a little more work to do. And I'm not overly concerned. We're in low caution, but I don't think one more grab is going to kill me from the tentacle. So the tentacle doesn't deal a ton of damage. I am going to allow the zombie to break in here because I think that it's probably for the best. I'll give him a battery pack. And then at least that way I don't have to worry about dodging a zombie in this room. Twice, more specifically. Hence why we're doing some of the safe strats here. So I'm going to try to break out of this without taking any more damage than I need to. I'll probably be in danger when it's done, but it shouldn't kill me. I was accurate in assuming that it would put me in danger, and I am super glad I brought the health with me. And realistically, to be 100% honest, I'm probably going to have to bring more. Well, no, there's a first aid box down there. I'll just use that if it really comes down to it. I think there's like a green, it's either a green and blue or it's 2 green herbs down there, I think. Perfect. Just seems like trying to break out is just... You can get an early break on 120 FPS. It just seems like on lower frame rates, it's just a lot harder to do. But this is why... Okay, I'm still in fine, so it's not a big deal. But it's one of the reasons why I just am trying to be like as careful as I can, that's all. Don't have to worry about the zombie in here, so that makes things a little easier. And at this point, because of the latency, like it's going to be almost impossible to try to actually like line up getting the one push shelf strat, so it's just going to be more efficient to go that way. Here's our favorite jingle on the entire OST. And since this is a YouTube exclusive, this is a great time for me to plug said jingle by just saying, hey, if you haven't done so already, Sub 2 Haze Blade, Sub 2 Haze Blade, it's totally free. Slap that like button, right? It's a fun time. In all seriousness, if you guys are enjoying this run, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you want to. And let me know if there's like games that you want to see as part of this series, because at some point I will be branching beyond the RE franchise. And if there's games that you want to see in the cloud, let me know. I'd be happy to take suggestions. So far, I am absolutely loving doing this series. Like, despite the fact that games are a lot more challenging to play, A, on a controller, when I'm used to mouse and keyboard, and B, when there's, you know, latency occasionally, I do think it's cool that we are in a new era where we can actually do something like this. And frankly, I think it's just completely awesome that, you know, technology has really gotten us to the point where we can play games on our phone. And honestly, I'd say for this being in as early of a stage as it's in, like the quality is actually, despite the latency, it's quite good. I mean, what I'm essentially looking to achieve on this channel is to really show you that cloud gaming is a playable experience. It's not something to be taken. Whoops. It's not something to be looked at lightly, you know? It's actually incredibly powerful with how far technology has come. Very, very impressive to see that there's so many great experiences out there in the cloud. So, and obviously, I love speedrunning, and so the fact that I'm actually able to perform like moderately decent speedruns in the cloud, I think is just super cool. Not that I would ever submit these runs to the leaderboard or anything like that, but you know, maybe it's something cool for that we could do for like GDQ. If we could get a run in that's like just completely done on my phone, that would be fun. That'd definitely be something unique. Maybe not this game, though, because this game is considerably harder than the other 3 videos that we've done. Oops. It's not number 3. Number 1. Very nice. I want to take a look at my health real quick. Oh, that's right. So you have to drain the water first before you can grab that stuff. All right, now I'll grab that first aid box. I just want to be in a position where I don't have to worry about my health. It's better to be safe than sorry in this situation. Our little break from stair skating will be over soon. That's like the only staircase I think that you actually have in the residence, is just that little teeny tiny thing right there. I've never, I know I talked a little bit about, like, you know, comparisons between PC and console, but I've actually never speedran this on console before. I'm going to do this safely because I really don't want to run the risk that I get swallowed by Neptune. Definitely don't want to run that risk. I'm sure I'd probably make it, but again, it's just not worth the risk. That's right, I can't run around him that way. I gotta go this way. It's fine. All right, so we have finished the aqua ring. We are headed back upstairs. We have a plant to kill, and I'm hoping that this goes well. Plant 42 only takes... Oh, nice alarm. Plant 42 only takes 3 grenade rounds to kill. So a lot of it's just going to come down to timeliness and hopefully not getting knocked off the ledge, because getting knocked off the ledge actually does some pretty serious damage. But we have a couple other things to do first. Fortunately, we don't have to worry about the zombie that's upstairs in this room. Normally, if you were doing optimal strats, there would be a zombie up in here. But since we are just trying to get through and not die and still be relatively fast, we went with the safe route there. But yeah, normally there'd be a zombie in that room. All right, that was pretty smooth. I don't think these bees are really much to be concerned about anywho, but I still want to make sure that we mitigate opportunities to take damage as much as possible, considering the unfortunate circumstances that have befallen this run so far. I'm going to check this box out to open it up. Oh my goodness. There we go. Looks like it was 2 green herbs. Alright, the bees have been exterminated, and it is now time for us to go collect our key, which we're going to use to open a door, obviously, and then we're going to kill a boss, and then we're going to get another key, since that's how Resident Evil likes to work. You get a key, and then you go in a room, and then you get another key. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So this key goes to this door over here around the corner. 003. They should have had a 007 room in this. That would have been a good nod to GoldenEye there. Throwback to the 90s, you know. Little puzzle here. I'm so worried that I'm going to, like, overshoot it. Took my time with that, too. I'm going to just go ahead and equip this now. And I'm going to really hope that this works properly. Ah, it didn't work. That's all right. Close enough. I will definitely, for safety purposes, be picking up extra ammo, so I'm not even really worried about the fact that that took 1 extra grenade. All right, now we're gonna meet up with Wesker here. And then we're gonna leave. Fortunately, we don't have a plant to worry about this time. So what I'm gonna do, because I genuinely am like freaking out about the fact that I'm probably gonna get poisoned. I'm going to do that just for safety. Better to be safe than sorry here, because these snakes can be an absolute pain in the butt. And I would definitely rather be in a situation where I have too much health than too little. So there's also, there just so happens to be a convenient red herb right here. So I'm going to take that. And then what I'll be able to do is once we get back to the mansion, there's a green herb that I can take. Which I'll combine with the blue and the red, so I've got another full heal, which I'll probably just end up banking that. So here's the snake area, and I'm nervous that I'm going to be... Wow, that actually went really, really well. I'd be lying if I said that I was not shocked. I fully expected to get poisoned there. But alas, we didn't get hit at all. So I'll take it. So there's a green herb here that if, you know, I can... If I can, you know, make it over here, maybe it'll... Hey! Be nice. Oh, no. All right, never mind. We're just not going to worry about that green herb right now. Believe it or not, I really would prefer to, you know, live. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. This is probably shotgun shells. Let's not take those. But definitely grenades and definitely battery pack for sure. I'm hoping that that's the battery pack. Yep, perfect. Very nice. Don't have to worry about grabbing the stone and metal object in this room, so we are going to carry on and move back into the mansion. If I find a green herb later, I'll probably combine it with what's here, but I'm actually going to stop by the item box. I'm also going to hope that these hunters don't kill me. I'm probably going to kill the one just for safety. All right, I did that little debate on purpose because I didn't want to accidentally get hit by the hunter when I went into this room. So what I'm going to do, because I definitely need to drop this stuff off. And then that's going to come with me. And I'm actually going to equip it because as soon as I come out of this room, I'm killing this hunter. I got to be safe. Very nice. That went pretty well. Had to make a decision there on that hunter that was frankly less than ideal, but actually I'm in caution, correct? Yeah, why don't we do this? Why don't we take this herb here since I'm not coming back this way, and I'll just put myself in fine. I have 2 battery packs, so if I get grabbed, it's not the end of the world, but like I said, at this point, my number one concern is living, because I don't think this YouTube video would do as well if I died. So this is why alternate controls don't work, by the way. Would not recommend using alt controls in this game on mobile. One moment. I'm going to move my controller out of the way, but it's because I need 2 hands to unscrew my water bottle. Very nice. We're going to grab the book. And then we're going to leave. Come on. There we go. Normally you could just hold down the A button, but for some reason it didn't want to work. Spider's so friendly. Alright, I'm a little nervous about this room. I'm going to grab the dagger just in case. For that very reason. Because I fully expected that something of that nature was going to happen. Nice. All right. Fortunately, he was in a spot where I could just run right past. That was great. There's another dagger in here that I'm going to grab too. It's all in the name of being safe. Oh, that was close. That was incredibly close. All right, so up here we want to grab grenades and battery. Nice, no grab there, that's perfect. And we want these acid rounds. We want battery pack because obviously that's good for safety in case we get grabbed. Because we are unfortunately going to have to traverse the murder hall once. And it's actually coming up right here. And I think it would probably be in my best interest to make sure that I've just got plenty of supplies. Because there's a chance that I could actually get hit 4 or 5 times in this room. So having an adequate supply of defense items will be ideal. Very nice. Good first dodge. You get zapped. Nice. That was a good dodge. Very good. I'm actually glad that Crimson Head decided to lunge instead of slash, because slash would have been guaranteed damage. We don't want guaranteed damage. Definitely don't want that. There's more health in here. The problem we're going to be running into now, though, is that with where we're at currently, I don't really have room for anything else, so I am going to have to pass on that health, which it's okay. Oh, that was close. Very, very clean kill. I'll take it. I'll take it any day of the week. That was like frame perfect too. I do have inventory space with which that I can actually not have to... basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this acid round just in case I need to use it to kill something later. Fortunately, Jill does get a little bit of leniency on inventory space, unlike Chris. Chris has to do some pretty weird item box strats at this part of the run, but for us, all we have to worry about at this point is basically just getting to the mine at this point, because we have the battery, so we can head back. The only thing we need to do before we head to the mines, though, is we got to go get the box. The box is waiting for us right in the east wing, just off of the main hall. Got to use the helmet key to get in there. So we're going to head back that way now. We're headed back toward the main hall. We do have to go through this murder hall again, but it's a straight shot to the door. So I'm hoping we won't get grabbed. Very good. We also need to grab the red gem. I forgot about that. So we're going to open this door up here. And first thing we're going to do is shut the light off. If it'll let me interact with it. Okay, there we go. Very good. One thing I'm going to do as well before I am like... Oh, there we go. Perfect. I was going to say, before I completely fill up my inventory, I wanted to make sure... I want the bird to come over here and look at me. Very good. Oh, snap. Hold on. I'm going to have to use this heal. I didn't want to, but I need the inventory space. I forgot about that. Totally forgot about that one. That one slipped my mind. But aside from that, we're okay. All right, now we are headed back to the main hall. Good. Just one slash, no big deal. Okay. And in this room, normally there's a pretty cool juke that you get to do to this zombie, but I don't think we're going to be able to do it because the bite risk is very high. But with that being said, we do have a ton of defense. I think I have like 4 daggers at this point, so we might actually be okay. Might as well grab this dagger while we're here, right? Why not, right? Oh, whoops. Probably should... Oh, this is not going well at all. Apparently, I can't seem to, you know, grab this box. So we'll just get him out of the way and then we'll carry on. That was embarrassing. No, it wasn't that bad. The main thing that I was concerned about there was that that he would grab me and give me a back bite, which that would have been really bad. That would have done a ton of damage, and I don't have any health on me right now, and I won't have any health on me until after we get to the mines. So I'd really prefer that we don't end up in a situation where we could just get absolutely screwed. So there's that. But otherwise, this is going well. I'm definitely appreciating the fact that I decided to play this a little safer than usual, because normally I would be in a situation where I probably would have died a while ago, honestly, had I not grabbed extra stuff. Clean. Very nice. Got to keep those hands nice and exercised. And the door loading scenes are the perfect time for the knuckle crack slash stretch the fingers out and keep them limbered up so I don't have a bad time. All right, so we're going to cross the pool over here one more time so we can drop the battery in, and then we'll have to double back and use the crank. I'm hopeful. All right, very nice. I didn't get poisoned. That's good. I do have a blue herb, so if Black Tiger poisons me, I can recover. And I did pick up extra grenades, so that way I would definitely be in a situation where we could kill Black Tiger if it was absolutely necessary. Very good. I'm just hoping that on the way into the mine shaft that I don't get hit anymore. We're in caution now. So I will definitely want to hit the item box after we grab the crank from Enrico. I'm holding up and right on the D-pad so I can immediately start this turn. Not good. Okay, thank goodness. All right. I might actually go hit the item box before Enrico because I really don't want to run the risk, honestly. I am so lucky that he became passive there. That could have been so bad. Yeah, I'm definitely going to hit the item box beforehand. I'm not looking to take, like, any risk right now. And there will be hunters on the way back, so I would really rather not take the chance. So we'll definitely go do this now. This also gives me just, like, a convenient opportunity to get rid of the crank. And while I'm at it, might as well just do this puzzle. Normally you do this a little bit later, but we're already in the inventory, so might as well do it now. No! Crap. Yeah, this happens sometimes. Perfect. All right, let's go. We are all set. We are all set to go hang out with our good buddy Enrico. With our good buddy. And there's going to be 3 hunters that we have to deal with on the way back to the item box room, which is kind of like the central hub. Okay, we've got our crank. First hunter's right here. He's completely free because he decides that, like, instead of, like, immediately trying to attack you, that he's going to, like, for really dramatic effect and whatever reason, he's just going to, like, just run, or not run, he's going to just, like, scream and, like, put on a good show or whatever. These hunters generally are free, but I am curious to see how they're going to behave on a different FPS, and considering this latency, I'm a little worried. Alright, so it's a little bit closer, but honestly, it was decent. That was okay. Alright, so at this point, I don't have to worry about hitting the item box up because I've already done it. And we're just going to use the crank over here. This is normally when we would do the puzzle to get that key from inside the box, but since we decided to do that a little earlier while we were at the box, we don't have to worry about that. And then the other thing that I'll do for safety is I'll go ahead and grab that green herb. And I'm hoping I don't get trampled by a boulder here. I think we'll be all right, because I'm going to strategically turn around. Perfect. Very nice. All right, Black Tiger is in here, and Black Tiger actually can deal quite a bit of damage, but I'm confident that we'll have an okay fight. I think worst case scenario, honestly, worst case scenario, we'll probably just get poisoned and maybe in low caution, but we should have a pretty safe trip on the way back. So that's going to hurt, but that's okay. All right, and we're out of there, just like that. That was a little scary, but we did okay. So we are in low caution, but we're not poisoned, so that's a good sign. So I'm just going to use that green herb, and we'll get back up to normal. That's good enough for me. All right, so we have to use this 3 times here. Fortunately, this one is a lot easier to dodge than the other one, so very nice. All right, we got to push this statue over. Three and 4 pushes. We're going to use, oh, hello. Going to use the crank. That way we can get this closer to the middle of the room. 2 more pushes this way. One more push. Sometimes you get something like that where you just, you know, end up getting rotated, which is time loss, but not that big of a deal. That might be a little far, but we'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. I think it might be a little far, but yeah, I think it is far. But it's not a big deal because we can literally just go that way. Oh, come on. Come on. Oops. There we go. Okay, that should do it. There it is. Whoops. That was my bad. All right, now, keep in mind that Black Tiger is still going to be in this room. There's a chance we could get poisoned. If that happens, we're okay, though, because I left that blue herb in the item box. So we should be fine. I'm going to just hope we get good RNG. Ow! Come on, just let me through. That was rough. Fortunately, we don't have to worry about hunters in this room, so because I'm assuming we're in danger now. Yup. We are very fortunate to be walking out of this alive. Let's just put it that way. But guess what? We saved a full heal, so we should be all right. We still got some challenging sections coming up, though, so We are not out of the woods yet, but definitely that fast. And we do have one more fast plus. In addition to the one fast, we also have a red herb, which we can combine with a green if we absolutely need to. All right, and that is it for hunters. No more hunters in the game that we have to deal with. At least not that I recall anyway, because there's no hunters in the lab. No, technically we still have a couple more hunters to deal with back in the mansion on our way to the lab. No! Whoops. That was my bad. That was my bad. The latency, again, it can mess you up real quick. There we go. Perfect. All right, Barry's going to show up. We're going to ignore Barry, skip that cutscene, and we're going to go take a look around. There is more health here, and I probably will go ahead and pick it up because Lisa Trevor can deal some insane damage in this section if you're not careful, so... I don't want to have to worry about combining that while I'm in the room with her. So I'm going to just not do that yet. There's more items up on the top of this stack of crates here, but I'm not going to worry about those. I think we're pretty okay on items, honestly. Good. All right. And I'm going to do the Juke Strat here because I think it's just honestly the right thing to do in order to not take any more damage in this section. So the Juke Strat involves going down here first. You'll see her at the left side of the screen. So instead of her spawning here, she spawns there, and it just is it's a free line to get me out of this room without taking any damage. I could have done it on the way in, but I thought that I would actually be able to get that line. Barry! At this point, we do not need that anymore. I will keep the full heal on me just in case. The only major part that I am worried about at this point is going to be dealing with Lisa down in the crypt. That's going to be the altar, I think is what it's called. I am a little nervous about that because this latency could put me in a bad spot. And if she knocks me off, it's insta-death. There's no chance at redemption, so... I either got to get real lucky or maybe make a save before then. Honestly, it wouldn't be a bad idea to save. We've made it so far. I don't think I'll save, though. I might try to YOLO it and see how we do. The thing is, despite the fact that there is latency, I do think, to a degree, that I can probably play it safe enough to not be in too bad of a spot. Let me go this way. Oops. Now! There we go. Perfect. We're almost done. We've almost made it. Hella slow run, but you know what? Considering the circumstances, I'll take it. I'll take it. This run is very challenging with the latency that I'm having. Am I in caution right now? Yes, I am. All right, let's do this. Just to make this a little easier on myself, we'll go ahead and grab this green herb. I've got a red herb in the item box, so why don't we just go ahead and combine that so we've got two... I think I've got a fast in the box, too, so we'll have 2 full heals that we can save for a rainy day. I'll probably grab all of the heals for when I go to the altar, just so that way if I need to position myself in a spot where I'll probably take damage, then, you know, it won't be the end of the world. I don't have to worry about poison, so I'm not going to worry about combining those. I'll just take that back, and from there we can now head back to the mansion. A little bit of a walk. But the enemies that we encounter along the way should be free, and I do have defense items if needed. So, literally the only thing that I'm worried about for the remainder of this run is Lisa Trevor and the altar. If we can make it past Lisa Trevor and the altar without getting knocked off, I'll probably play the nitro compound pretty safe. I'll probably play that pretty safe because you know, it's really easy to just get completely ruined in that section. I'll probably just do run 2, walk 2, just because I think it'll be too easy to overstep. I don't know if I'll walk the whole way, but I'll probably just do a slower pattern, like run 2, walk 3. Instead of run 4, walk 3. Because I can already tell you right now, that's going to be something that trips me up. And the last thing that I want is to lose a run to the freaking nitro compound, dude. That would be so shitty. Sorry, guys. I have my webcam mounted to my microphone stand, so it's making things a little interesting. All right, so we've got our second stone and metal object. We do have a hunter that we need to dodge in this room, but I think we'll probably be okay. Oh, he was like midair. That was close. Okay, gonna flip that light on so we can actually see to pick this up, and then there's actually another battery pack that, again, for safety, I'll pick that up, because why not? And here we are. We are headed to the lab. We still have a few more rooms to traverse, but they're empty. We are now officially done with hunters for the remainder of the run. That was the last hunter room, despite the fact that it was free. Like I said, the only thing that I am worried about at this point is getting past Lisa. And I think I can probably do a line that's pretty safe without having to shoot her and knock her off. I think I can probably do a line that's pretty safe. And the only thing I'm worried about is getting hit by the one-shot mechanic. She can do a backward. It's basically like a backward swing, and it hits you twice, and then she does a backing, like an arch her back, like tentacle attack that will kill you. So I am worried about that, but I have faith. I think the most important thing is that I just don't overthink it. I'm going to just grab all the health that's in my item box because honestly, for labs, there's a couple chimeras and mostly zombies that if I really need to, I can just throw a dagger or a stun gun on the zombies and not have to worry about health. But there's plenty of health in the labs too. So I'm literally going to just take these two. I do have room for the Magnum. Yes, I do. Okay. I really, really hope I don't die here. If I do, it'll be RIP, and that'll be the end of the video, and, you know, we'll try to not rage about it, but... Here we go. No turning back. So instead of going to the pillar on the left... I'm going to take the Magnum. And I'm going to try to make sure okay, that went pretty well. Okay, that's okay. We're gonna use that, and then we're gonna get it right here. Very, very, very nice. That was, oh my gosh, my heart was racing so fast. I didn't know if I was gonna get it, and I wanted to save the Magnum ammo because it'll make labs just a teeny tiny bit easier. So this cutscene will take longer because I didn't shoot her off the edge, but that's fine. Yeah, that was the only part in the remainder of this run that I was really worried about. I could still wreck the run with nitro compound, but like I said, we'll clear the area and we'll try to be pretty safe with it. And since I saved the ammo here, I can kill the zombies in the hallways. Make things a little easier on myself. Because I can use 5 shots, so I'll probably just try to make it as easy on myself as I possibly can. Good. We are officially in the labs. Very nice. We've made it to the final section of the game. And the thing I need to do that I forgot to do at my last Hayzathlon is I need to make sure I grab the key from Wesker's corpse. Definitely forgot to do that last time. I'm honestly just going to drop this health off. Do not need it. I'm going to drop this off too. I'll probably kill the Chimera. I'll probably kill the Chimera with the grenade launcher. Just to try to make the most use of the Magnum wherever possible. But I'll probably be fine. I'm not overly concerned of what's going to happen with this, but that's one of the reasons why I wanted to save ammo on Lisa, was just in case. So basically, if you kill this guy with the Magnum but his head doesn't blow off, he does have a chance to become a Crimson Head. But if you move quickly enough through the labs, he never will have the chance to become a Crimson Head. So in this case, his head blew off, so it doesn't matter. Those Magnum rounds aren't for the Magnum that I picked up, so This is going to be like the slowest computer puzzle ever. Because I just want to make sure that I don't miss any inputs. Very good. Very good. All right, so at this point, we're now going to head upstairs so we can grab the lab key. Lab is pretty short. Basically, the lab is get the power on so that way you can open up this door that gives you a key. And then once you go on the other side of that door, there's the nitro compound that's empty. You fill it, you get power to the elevator, you go take out the tyrant, and then you win. I will grab this fast for safety. Very good. Safety fast, because inventory space isn't really an issue at this point for the remainder of the run. There's that lab key we were talking about, and now we are heading to open up the door with the that takes the lab key and grab the nitro compound. And since the zombie's dead in here now, again, we don't have to worry about him becoming a Crimson Head. He usually doesn't have a chance to become a Crimson Head until much later, so it's not even really that big of a concern. There's the locked door. And I will, for safety, I will kill the zombie that's in here. He actually doesn't have a chance to turn into a Crimson Head, technically. So I can technically... I think he's super dead, so we'll just go ahead and leave it at that. His leg blew off. I don't think I've ever seen a zombie's leg blow off in this game, so I think we're probably fine. All right, I will use the Magnum. And now he's super dead, dude. All right, so this nitro cell is empty. So we're going to take that. This Chimera is dead, so I don't have to worry about him grabbing me and potentially ending this run. That zombie's just not a concern at all. Don't have to worry about him. There's actually a second zombie in this room that we're entering as well, but because of the fact that you take this specific direction here, you don't have to worry about running into that zombie. You can hear him shuffling around, though. He's there. He's just minding his own business. And then I'll also kill the zombie that is in this room as well. I'll just use the Magnum again because the Magnum's a guaranteed one-hit kill. And not that I need it, but I got some extra bullets for Tyrant, so... Alright, so we're going to set the compound into place. So on normal difficulty, normally you can run 4 steps and walk 3 steps. I'm not even going to risk that at all. I'll take a couple brisk paces, but I'm not running the risk, A, on a frame rate that I don't normally run, and B, with the latency that we're having. So I'll just take little bursts like that every few steps, but aside from that, I'm not going to go crazy with this at all. Being very patient. Patience is a virtue, despite the fact that we're speedrunning. We're almost there. We're almost there. And then we don't have to worry about any more one-shot mechanics. All right, we're all set. Very nice. All right, let's go finish this run. We're not GG's yet, but as this is any percent, we don't have to worry about the final tyrant fight. Come on. These next couple rooms are infested with these chimeras, but I did bring a fast for safety, so we still got a little bit of work to do here. It's pretty easy to get past these guys in this room. This room, sometimes you'll get hit on the way out, but usually it's only once, and it's pretty rare. Now, considering the latency, though, I'd say it's actually quite likely, but... Nice. Very good. All right. And then this is the last Chimera room right here. But we don't really have to worry about any of that stuff hitting us because we are long gone before it gets to that point. The zombie that was in this room despawns once the power has been turned on, so this room is safe. The only enemies we have to worry about between here and the end of the run are Tyrant, which, because we took Barry's Magnum, he'll die in one shot. And then we'll also have 2 zombies upstairs, and that'll be all. So we've got enough defensive items, though, that I don't think we'll really be in too bad of a bind. I don't think it'll be too bad. I'm just going to go ahead and equip this now, so I don't have to worry about it once we get in there. Wesker is waiting for us. We're going to skip 3 cutscenes. 1, 2, 3, and he's dead. Don't forget the key from Wesker's corpse. There it is. That'd be a long run back. Doors open. Let's get out of here. Like I said, all we got left is 2 zombies, which we probably won't even have to kill them because 99% of the time they're literally just not in your way at all. So unless something were to go catastrophically wrong, this is pretty much GG's. But I don't want to kill the anticipation prematurely, so we'll call it GG's once we get our end screen time. Once our end screen time is there, or I should say once we drop the flare, then it's technically GG's. That's when we'll call it GG's officially. But we're in a pretty good spot. I've got like 4 daggers, I think. So if it really came down to it, we would just dagger it up. Plus, we still have the full heal as well. So we'll see. So he's not in our way at all. We can just run around the outside edge. And then he's also not in our way at all. We'll just run around the outside edge. And that is the last of the enemies. We just got a few doors that we've got to go into before everything fully wraps up. And we're hoping for a sub 2. It'll be sub 2 for sure, actually. Like 100% chance it'll be sub 2 hour. I honestly don't even know what like record 4 is on console. Like I said, I've never done a console speedrun of this game up until this run that you're seeing right here. So all that's left for us to do, we are making our escape to rendezvous with Brad, but we got to get in contact with him somehow. And it's just so convenient that this fuse is right here, just waiting for us to drop it in. So that way there's power to the elevator. And at this point, we've got this door animation, a little transitionary elevator scene one more door animation, and then we're going to pick up the flare, and it'll be GG. All right, here it is. There's the flare. Ladies and gentlemen, this run is in the books. GG. All right, not half bad. The latency definitely makes this run substantially harder than the previous episodes of this that we've done. But, you know, it went off without a hitch. I mean, we definitely had to play it a lot safer than we normally do, but that, frankly, is a successful run in my book. That is all that I am going to say about that. This is Resident Evil HD Remaster. That was an any percent speedrun with Jill on console, and I'm definitely curious to see what our end time is going to be. I reckon it'll probably be somewhere between like an hour 45 to an hour 50. Maybe it'll be less than that. I'm not sure. But all in all, a relatively good, clean run with some safe straps implemented to counteract the latency issues that were ultimately causing me to overcompensate and make some mistakes, which is, you know, essentially unavoidable just considering the circumstances. So let's skip this end credit scene here, and let's see what our end time is. That actually is a pretty good time, honestly, for console. An hour 39:51, I believe, if we're just looking at leaderboards in general. PC 120 runs tend to be in like the hour 20 some odd range. I think it's like low hour 20s. Hour 40 is actually pretty clean. That I'm going to say that's, like I said, in my books, that's a highly successful run. Considering the latency issues that we had to deal with, this was an incredibly clean run with the issues and, you know, the latency, all things considered. But hey, this is what we do here on the speed test. We push the boundaries of cloud gaming by speedrunning our favorite games. And an hour 39:51, the sub 140, I will take it any day of the week. And we'll leave it at that. So, yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Give that thumbs up. This was an incredibly challenging run, but I had a ton of fun with it. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Don't forget about our Discord server, guys, which you can find in the description below, where you can hang out with all of us here between the Twitch and the YouTube community. It's been a lot of fun seeing the new people join, and we've had a lot of growth over these last few months. So definitely appreciate you guys joining the conversation there on Discord and kind of mingling with the broader community as a whole. So that's going to do it for this video, though, guys. If you are interested in becoming a member on the channel, there is the join button. You can also use the link in the description below. With our casual and standard memberships, you get access to some pretty cool perks, such as members-only videos and early access to some of my upcoming releases. That's going to do it for this video, though, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Stay happy, stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.